Hello everyone, how's it going? Now it's been a long time since I did a video on Stoicism and I figured out maybe this is the time to make one video on Stoicism. So that's exactly what's gonna happen in this video. We're gonna be looking at 5 great Stoic quotes that can make us feel good. So let's get into the video. I'll be discussing my interpretations of those quotes, and of course if you have your alternate interpretations or other perspectives, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to check them out, and the other people who are watching this video will also be happy to check them out. On that note, let's begin this video. Now let's look at the very first quote. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present and fear the future, by Seneca. This is an amazing quote which I feel is apt for everyone. To understand this quote or to understand my interpretation of this, let us break this down into 3 parts. The first part, life is very short for those who forget the past. That's absolutely true, because if we totally forget the past, we are missing out on a lot, because we won't get to learn from our past mistakes and failures. In fact, we should be taking the past into consideration in a subtle way. Obviously, we shouldn't be dwelling on the past completely, because that again is a waste of time. Instead, we should be taking into consideration the past in a subtle sense, because there are a lot of benefits for this, in my opinion and according to the Stoic philosophy as well. The first thing is we get to learn from our past mistakes and failures so that we could improve. The second thing, we can draw from our past victories and achievements that will give us energy and motivation. The third thing, we'll also be able to increase our happiness if we just go and spend some time in our past memories. Those past memories that have made our past, that are the happy moments in our past. We can always go back and look at those memories and feel good about those. All of this obviously without dwelling on the past. The second part, neglect the present. That again is true, because honestly the present is all we have. The past is not in our control obviously, and the future isn't in our control as well. The present is what we have. So if we are not focusing on the present, then that's wrong according to the Stoic philosophy, and it's true. If we are missing out on what we have in our control, then that's absolutely not right. So the present is something we should be focusing on. It is what will make our life better, and it will get more fulfillment in our life. Now let's look at the third part, and fear the future. That again is true, because we definitely don't know what the future holds for us, and if we are wasting our present worrying about what the future holds for us, that again is a waste of time, because we are wasting what is within our control. So we should not fear the future, and instead we should be hopeful about the future, and we should focus on the present. So this quote is something I really like. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. It's a great quote. Now let's move on to the second one. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This again is an amazing quote, because once we start mastering our mind, that is when we'll truly master or take control of our life. If we are instead blaming, complaining all the outside situations or all the outside reasons, such as the people around us or maybe the weather, then that's gonna make us feel weaker. That's gonna make us feel as if we don't have any control over our life at all. Instead, if we focus on our mind, if we focus on mastering our mind, that in turn will help us control our life in a sense, and that will make us feel strong. That will give us strength to change our life. Now the third quote, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Whenever we are trying to do something new, whenever we are trying to do something different, obviously there will be people who will say we are stupid, and people who will say we have no idea what we are doing, people who will think bad about us, people who will not support or encourage us at all. But that is okay. According to this quote and according to the Stoic philosophy, we should consider it as a sign of our improvement. We should consider it as a sign of our progress. So according to the philosophy and this quote, we should be able to deal with such things to the point that that we are actually happy when people start thinking we are stupid or are doing something out of our mind. That is what we should be taking as a sign that we are actually improving and are progressing. We are on the pathway to make something great out of our lives. Now let's move on to the fourth one. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. A lot of times when we are trying to do something new or we try to bring some good change in our lives, more often than not, our mind actually exaggerates things. It will make us feel scared. It will show us all these negative situations that are way more exaggerated than in reality. But often in reality, if we actually do that thing or if we actually bring that change, what happens is not even half as bad as what we had imagined. So a lot of times our imagination can fool us. That should not stop us from bringing about good change in our life or doing things that really matter to us. Even if our imagination tells us all these bad things, we should ignore that and we should focus on our action. Amazing quote to give some belief to everyone. Now let's look at the last and the final quote. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Seneca. This is one of the best quotes in my opinion, and the reason why I feel so is because this is so general and is a reminder for everyone to take responsibility for their lives and to be willing to change themselves. The thing is, if we don't take responsibility for our own lives and if we aren't willing to change our own lives, our behaviors for the better, our life will simply drag us. We'll just be that passenger in the bus of life. But instead, if we are actually willing to change our life, if we are actually taking responsibility, we'll be the driver of that bus. We'll decide where our life will go. So if we don't take responsibility, our life will simply drag us. We'll just watch how our life will unfold. But if we take that driver's seat and if we take responsibility, we'll actually contribute to the way our life will unfold. An amazing quote, and I felt that this would be the best quote to end this video. So that was it for this video. Just as I said in the beginning, if you have any alternate interpretations or have any different perspectives, please do let me know in the comments box below. It will be really great. That was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share this video with your friends. That was all. See you soon. Until then, take care.